For today we're playing Forza Horizon 4 with the Steam Deck, and we'll start it up at 800p at the ultra settings. And here we are with that. There we go. First things first, this is the Steam version of the game, and the second thing is that your account or your save, if you had one on the Xbox app or on Game Pass, it isn't going to carry over to the Steam version. So personally I had around 300 hours on the PC version of the game, and obviously I rebought the game on Steam for the video, and now I'm back to level 1 with no money, no cars, and no DLCs. Regardless, we're in the game now guys, and playing at the ultra settings, and sitting in the mid-30s up into the low 40s. This game again was only on Windows 10 and on Xbox, on the console. So the fact that it's running on Linux, it's pretty good. Now as you guys can see, with the uncapped frame rate, the game is very stuttery and very choppy. Not a good time at all, to be honest. But if you cap the FPS to 30 or 40, the game becomes pretty smooth, which I'll show you in a second. First race of the video, again in the mid-40s. The game is playing quite well as well actually. You're not getting too many stutters. Oh yeah, now it's getting worse. Now it's getting real bad. A lot of stutters. The game is very choppy guys. It's kind of playing in slow-mo. It like slows down and then speeds up again. So let's pause it here guys and use a 30 FPS cap and restart the race. Yeah, 30 FPS guys. We've had like 2 stutters I think in total. The game is far more consistent and far more playable. Let's back out guys and play at the high settings and go in there again. Time for the high settings, and here we are with that. Let's uncap the frame rate first, and then there we go. Cool. And in the game, we are sitting in the low 60s up into the 70s with dips down into the low to mid 50s. Again, it's quite good. The game is stuttering at the start, but that will go away. And again, realistically, if you use an FPS cap of 60, the game will become far more stable and far more consistent. Okay, let's make our way to this race over here. And in the race, we're sitting in the high 60s / the mid 60s up into the low 70s. So again, it's not too different. And the game isn't stuttering too bad either. It's actually quite playable as is. Let's make our way towards the front, if you guys don't mind. I can't keep up. Never mind, yeah I can. Let's go past quickly, there we go. I like the handling, dude. Come on, a bit further. I've got him. It's that easy. Let's go. Okay, well regardless, you guys get the point. The game is playable at 60 FPS. It isn't very consistent sadly. Wow. I spin out like that. It can go up to the 70s, but realistically it wants to sit into the 60s instead. So let's pause it and use a 60 FPS cap and go in there again. There we go. It's very smooth for the most part anyway, and again mostly at 60 FPS with occasional dips into the mid 50s, but it's quite rare to be honest. And so far during the race I haven't felt any stutters or any lag spikes. It's been quite good the entire time. Now in the free roam it does stutter at the start, keep that in mind. But over time it does get better. But yeah, so far the CPU is pulling around 8 to 9 watts and GPU is pulling 4 to 5. So the game is far more CPU intensive during the race versus GPU intensive. This car loves to slide. At any corner you can just slide it. Come on, I lost it. I can still keep up, let's go. I'm in 5th place. There we go, that is the end of the race. Got 4th. Couldn't get 1st sadly, that's alright. Time for the medium settings. Here we are with that. There we go. So far guys, we're sitting in the mid 60s / the high 60s and up into the 80s. A slight improvement over the high settings, but not by much. And to be honest, at the high settings, the game was already playable at 60 FPS anyway, so the medium and low settings are really reserved for battery life reasons. If you're plugged in, you can play at the high settings and have a good time playing the game. Or ideally, do a mix of medium and high, and use a 60 FPS cap on top. Okay, medium settings race. We are sitting in the 60s and the low 70s. And I believe at the high settings, the FPS fell down into the mid 50s occasionally, like here and there. While the medium settings, it should hold 60 FPS at least the whole way through. It's an easy first place, and the FPS is going as high as the low to mid 80s. That is kind of crazy. And lastly, playing in dock mode, we're playing at 900p and at a mix of medium and high settings. Here we are with that. There we go. look at that. We are sitting in the mid 50s and low 60s. It has some stutters here and there, keep that in mind. It's not fully smooth, but it's playable. It's for sure playable. Race time. And yeah guys, 60 FPS so far. I can't lie, I'm pretty impressed. This game wasn't made to be played on Linux at all. It was made for the Xbox app on PC, on Windows 10. And I think like a year later or 2 years later, it came to Steam. And it's playing flawlessly on the Steam Deck. It's quite good. So yeah, there we go. That is Forza Horizon 4 playing on the Steam Deck. So I think for me, I would choose 60 FPS at either the high settings or the medium settings, or a mix of both. And if you want battery life, then play at 40 FPS or 30 FPS at the medium settings. So yeah, there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for the next video. See you guys there.